Hi, welcome to Daydream Manor Flower Farm. I'm Dawn and I'm the owner, the seed starter, the planter, the waterer, the row maker, the row coverer, the harvester. Yeah, I'm pretty much the everythinger. I do have occasional help when my husband is between projects on the farm, but for the most part, I am a one-woman show. So today's video is about being a one-woman show and a topic that I don't see a whole lot of conversation on, but I wish I would have had with some seasoned flower farmers before I got started, because I probably would have done some things differently. So what are we going to talk about today? I want to talk about the physical side of being a flower farmer and what I have learned. So here's what I've learned. I'm not as young as I thought I was, or I want to be. While my mind is in that 20s and 30s, my body is like, no ma'am, you're in your 50s. You need to pay attention. So that's kind of the piece that I wish I would have had that conversation before I started farming. And I don't know if it would have made me do anything. It would have changed my mind. Let me say that. It would not have changed my mind. But maybe I would have invested in some things first and started off that way. So, for instance, we are not big enough at this point for me to have a truckload of compost come in. And even if I did, I'd still be in the same position. So what has to happen is I have to go buy bags at our local big box store. And so go buy them, put them on the cart, load them in the truck, take them out the truck, bring them over here, right? Like, it's always a thing. It's like groceries. And so I'm mixing that. I'm taking the wheelbarrow. I've got to get it on all of my rows. Right now it's just me and my husband, and he did rig something up so that he can make my rows with the tractor. So he tills it, makes the rows, but the rest of it is up to me. So I've got to put my top layer of the compost and manure together, mix that in. I have to lay out my my black weed fabric, burn holes. If I need to put up, as you can see, there's hoops up because we did have a frost, and that's all got to come down because it's that time. But putting those up, covering, all that falls to me. And so what I wasn't prepared for physically was that physical labor. Mentally, I was like, whew, flowers, let's roll. I got this. We're going to grow. And then I worked outside in my rows for probably 2 or 3 days straight. And on the 4th day, it hurt to get out of bed. I used muscles that probably have never been used in my entire life. I struggled. I physically struggled. I also forgot that I should be drinking plenty of water and making sure that I'm hydrated, and I didn't do that because I was so caught up in getting stuff done. It was rough. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It was rough. So I've learned now, after 2 years, is that I've got to take care of me. I also have learned that I am going to take ibuprofen or Advil or whatever every couple of nights because I just need the relief. I get about 15,000 steps plus on any given day, just working in between here and my shop. And my shop is just, I mean, right here. I could throw a rock and hit it. So, but it's just a lot of back and forth. I'm trying to work much smarter. I made my rows a little bit wider this year so that I could get the wheelbarrow actually down it. I've invested in some good sturdy wagons, utility wagons, so that I can drag stuff down with me. I've learned some lessons. The physical piece is real. While this has definitely helped my mental piece, I'm still struggling in that space in some of the physical. So I wish I would have had this conversation earlier, and I probably would have invested in some things right off the bat. A good pair of gloves, because the first day I was out here 2 years ago, I am just like using the shovel, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I had like blisters all over my hands, and I was like, oh my gosh, go get a good pair of gloves. So I've gone through, I don't know, 6 different types of gloves until I found the ones that I like. Same thing for shoes. Shoes have been an issue. I love my muck boots, and I love my sloggers, but the arch support is non-existent, and so I need to get some inserts in them or something else, because I do wear them all day. And I noticed, like over the weekend, I spent the last 2 days from sunup to sundown bringing hay from the front of our property and putting it down each one of my rows to help with weeds. And I have 10 rows at 3.5 foot wide by 60 foot long, so it does take a little while. My feet hurt. I could feel it in I could just feel my feet starting to ache. So I need to do something different about that. Clothes, the proper clothes, making sure it's not too tight or not too loose. So investing in that. The right tools. Oh my gosh. Again, the right tools. My hands are small, and so some of those tools are just like too big for my hands, and so finding the right ones that fit, that's been a big deal, because I don't have the grip that I used to have. God, it sucks getting older. In some ways it's great, because I do feel like I have much more experience, much more life experience now. But some of those things I would have done early on instead of as needed. So now I'm just trying to work smarter, not harder. So just wanted to have this conversation. I just wanted to put it out there that it's okay. I think it's okay if you hurt. I mean, again, I'm okay with admitting it. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'd love to be, but I'm not. So just getting those things done and being more smart about it, working more efficient and effective. That's really my goal this season. How do I eliminate some of those steps? How do I incorporate more of my carts that can do the work? So those are some of the things that I'm working on. But I will say, even with all the physical aches and pains, I don't think I'd trade it. I have a corporate job that I enjoy. It doesn't bring me as much creativity in this aspect, so this is a great outlet for me. And getting my hands dirty has just helped with my mental health. So I hope you follow along. I have some other videos that I want to talk about. I think we also need to talk about money and what that really looks like, and how we've saved some money, and how I've blown some money. Just not good to sit, just not worth it. So my next video, I think that's what we'll talk about. So I hope you'll join me again, get a cup of coffee, kick back, and join me here at Daydream Manor, and we can daydream together. Bye.